Tastes like a hot honey mustard.
Okay, the recording did just start, but that's fine. Okay. Go ahead go ahead for the recording. Stay what we were talking about just now.
The new purple sauce at
Purple
McDonald's. If
sauce at
y'all want it,
McDonald's.
yeah.
Yeah.
Just be aware before you order that the new sauce, the demon sauce at McDonald's, which to be fair, is kind of giving you a warning, is purple when you open it. So just Google it before you go.
All right. So welcome back to the White Lotus Society. Here's the deal. Last time we entered the Underworld as a group for the first time. Multiple people have been here separately, but this is our first time as a group. And immediately upon reaching here, we all split up because they knew that Graham was either to the north or the east, and they're on the hunt for Graham. They detected that there were 3 Dreamer level beings here aside from the 2 in their party. They technically count Lake as like kind of 1 because the nightmare stuff kind of translates over this. So I guess a 2.5. And so you guys are trying to reach Graham before whatever group is here can reach him. Now you guys do have like a faster pathway to him, but you don't know which way he was. So we are going to be starting with Lake's team, who headed north. It is Lake, Lemisk, Chronos, and Joel the Iron Wall, of course. So you guys headed north, and there's it's a large road, very large street, destroyed machines and vehicles sit littered across it. There's plenty of buildings that are destroyed, collapsing, falling into themselves from just decay over time. The street has kind of started being overtaken by nature. So have many of the buildings. These buildings being kind of reminiscent of buildings from the Inventor City Mechanus in the White Lotus Society, where they're giant skyscrapers barreling into the sky and whatnot. And as you guys are walking across this street, I want y'all to roll D100s for me. All 3 of you. Lake, Lemisk, and Chronos. Okay. Actually reminds me I need to pull up my calculator just to make sure, because I can't do math. Okay. Oh wait. I got a 93. Good. Yeah, y'all pass. Yeah, y'all keep walking down. Roll another D100. This is the second and last time you're gonna have to here.
Just getting the bad rolls out the way, fellas.
Just getting the bad rolls out the way. Yeah.
We're locked. Trust. We're locked.
Let me do the math here. You do just barely pass the encounter check, so there are no encounters actually. So, while you're walking through, you see many what are described as echoes of the area you're walking through. Many like replays of souls that once lived here. Like you guys are just walking through them, and seeing like the everyday lives of these souls kind of trapped in time, doing their day to day. But it's all ethereal. At the end of the day, you can just walk through it. It's just you observe plenty of people that once were as you're walking down the street. And you guys get to this sort of intersection, I guess. Not really intersection, but you're heading up the street, and then it goes into a road that heads in 2 directions. However, upon reaching here, I want y'all to roll dex for me. Ow. Roll. For you, solid roll. Good roll.
For me, I bet this.
So you guys actually do get what might be the most interesting route here. That's kind of cool. So, you guys, and by you guys, I mean specifically Lemisk and Lake, notice on the wall of a collapsed building at the turn of this corner on the right side, it's a somewhat smaller building compared to the rest of the ones nearby it, but you can't tell if it's actually smaller or if that's just because the top half of the building has collapsed in and isn't there anymore. You see a small glowing sigil on the doorway, like kind of on the side of where a door would be. And you guys notice it and approach the sigil to look at it. It's glowing, not too dissimilar from the sigils that you saw on the cave entrance before getting here. So you kind of get an inclination that this is the same type of sigil that like Graham placed on the, or not Graham, but Riddle would have placed on the door outside. And so it's like, you can't tell if it's the same type of sigil, but it has the same vibe as it. So you can choose to either continue through this building, or you can head around either of the other paths that were presented, the road leading left or road leading right. Whatever y'all would want to do.
Take me to the sigil.
To the sigil?
Take me to the sigil.
I'm following Lake still.
Yeah.
Same.
Okay. So, you guys approach the sigil, and as you do, I would like specifically Lake, because he's the only one that can actually do this realistically, to roll a wisdom check here.
Wisdom.
Wisdom. Roll the wisdom check.
Ooh, just put my wisdom up a little bit.
Wisdom.
We're so
Ooh.
up.
Okay, so with that check, you're actually able to fully decipher the meaning of the sigil. You can tell it's using magic from the Underworld. The source of that magic is unknown. You can tell it's not dream magic, but it's not too far off from it, because magic that stems from the Underworld is inherently different than magic in the world up top. And you can tell that this is a sigil that is meant to be like a wayfarer's stone. It's meant to like tell you to head towards this direction. It is specifically like a symbol, like, hey, this is where you need to go. You get the inclination that it was placed there by Graham. So, of course, with that information in hand, you head into this building, this destroyed building, and you start walking. You start going through it. Upon entering it, you guys notice that this building, the inside is not too damaged, although the floorboards are kind of rotting and there's like grass and weeds growing through it, obviously as a sign of just age. And you guys continue through this building. There's not much here, but you get into a room like near the back of it, and you see kind of like the wall. How would I describe this? It's like something has crashed into the wall here and leads into the building behind it, and it kind of presents itself as an entrance towards not just the next building, but a tunnel of sorts that leads through potentially multiple buildings or into an alley or tunnel that leads past that building in the back that leads directly to somewhere. So you guys follow this path, make it into this other building, going through this destroyed wall with who knows how it got destroyed. And you're going through this building, and you start hearing in the distance, like close but not super close, very loud, like large, like thuds, as if something was like, it's almost like earthquake like, but it's happening very rhythmically, almost like it's footsteps. It's not very fast, but you can feel it like reverberating throughout the building that you currently sit in. And you see it begin shaking in the building that you're in and causing, a little bit of debris to fly down, but surprisingly sturdy, the area you're in, so you're able to continue forward. You go through this destroyed wall on the other side of this second building that you're in, and upon getting there, you enter this like small alley, and you see another sigil that basically points you right, deeper into the alley. And looking down that path, you see that it turns left once it gets down to a certain point and goes behind some more buildings. And when you get out here, you guys all begin to actually roll me agi. We'll see how much you feel the effect of this quaking that's happening.
That's everyone?
All three of you.
Ready. And I'm assuming I add Godspeed to this because it's an agi roll, right?
Correct.
Yep.
You had Godspeed.
Oh my goodness.
God.
Good lord.
Yeah, I told you your ass needs it. Lake. Roll agi.
Consistent as rolls. Good job, team.
Consistent as fuck. That is very funny. How did you get outrolled by them?
Yeah, plus 90.
How? You literally have plus 20 to agi rolls. How did you do that?
Chronos.
I'm Chronos. The weight of the thousands weighs upon you so much that you can't activate your max speed.
Exactly.
So you guys are all able to somewhat like hold your ground as this large scale quaking gets closer to you guys. It's not moving fast enough for you guys to tell what it is, but you guys can choose to head out of the alley and see what it is, or you can choose to head where the sigil is telling you to go. You're following the sigil?
My vote is sigil.
Okay.
If there's like any inkling that was placed by Graham, then that's the mission, right?
Yeah, that is the mission. Correct. But the rest of you also follow the sigil?
Yep.
Okay. And I know Chronos follows late. So you guys follow this sigil. And upon going down this alley and, taking the turn through this alley, you see a tunnel of sorts formed by buildings that have begun falling in on themselves. And you guys crouch a little bit to get through it, but upon getting through it, you see like a pretty intact building, surprisingly, in this dilapidated like hellscape that you're in. You see this, or you enter rather, this building that you can tell just from looking like up and seeing like stairs and presumably elevators, although they're not functioning, that this is a building that goes up. So you guys begin making your way up this building, and we're gonna have you do an agi roll for each floor up that you have to go here. But to make it simple, we'll just do 3 agi rolls. It's for how like the quake's getting closer and closer. The check's gonna be harder each time. So, wow.
Fucked up.
We're playing the long game. We're playing the long game.
So
Whoa.
So on the first floor, you guys are lucky that it's only after one set of stairs. You guys begin walking up the stairs, and as you do begin heading up the stairs up to the first floor, from the ground floor that you're on, the rumbling from the quakes is like you guys aren't expecting it to have as much weight in the building that you're in as it does. It seems like whatever it was is like far closer than you thought it was before. And it doesn't destroy the stairs or anything on the building because you're on the first floor. However, you guys are sent to the ground by it, and you know it's like a whole, like it is very threateningly close to you guys, whatever it is. Now, you can tell. There are a lot of windows on this building, but on the floor you're on, you can't get a good enough image of whatever it may be that's causing that. On the second floor, heading up to the second floor, let's see. Blake and Lemisk rolled, and they both rolled fine. Chronos, give me your floor 2 roll. Agi roll.
Agi still.
Okay,
There we go.
yeah. You're all good, and in fact, Chronos actually like manages to kind of head up to the next floor with you guys. He's able to pick you guys up and bring you up to the next floor with him because he got good roll for once. And so you guys start skipping a floor. Lake's third roll was good. We need the next rolls from you guys, and then if you guys all get good rolls, then we say you skip every floor past this point. If not, then you have to do the scary check where the thing is actually close. Solid. Lemisk. Lemisk does get hoed here a little bit. As you guys are walking up, Chronos and Lake are able to make it up fine, but the quaking now is so strong that the stairs begin to crumble underneath the Lemisk as he's heading up behind you guys. And Lemisk, roll. All of you rolled dex to see if you can react to this fast enough to do anything about it. Otherwise, Lemisk is going to have to go on a little quest here himself to find a way up to you guys.
Do I roll dex too?
Yeah, because that would be like a reaction check for you to be able to react. Okay, all you got good rolls. Lemisk, you got a good enough roll to react, so you can just like react how you would to make it up as the stairs are crumbling beneath you. You're not that far behind the other two.
I need prime time.
Okay. Do prime time. You for prime time, you've used this once before, but just so people remember. For prime time, he is able to return to his peak physical form as he was when he was younger. And you roll an endurance roll for me. And that determines how many of your stats get upgraded for using it. So that will be 4 of your stats. So you can change 4 of your stats to the multiplier for using prime time. And then you are able to catch yourself. You're able to like kind of jump off the damn staircase beneath you that's fallen, and you can jump up and grab the ledge, to which the other two can react and help you up. Because everybody rolled well, so nobody fucked anything up, surprisingly.
Huge. Grab my chain.
Oh yeah, you do have the chain. That actually is like a useful thing for this exact scenario. But yeah. So Lemisk has opted to turn his... He's opted for a buff on his strength, endurance, agi, and dex. Which makes sense. That's crazy. Wow. Yeah, there you go. All right, and
Oh.
yeah, you get out just fine. Everything's good. As you guys make it up, you see a last staircase on the other side of the room that leads up to the roof. And upon heading up it, the quaking is still noticeable, but it's not as bad as it was before. And you guys turn around, kind of looking towards back where you came from, and you see, damn, the size of, honestly, bigger than the skyscrapers that you're surrounded by, a giant corrupted nightmare creature. Although something about it seems off, it is just walking aimlessly, it looks like. Does not seem inherently hostile. Lake, roll wisdom for me. I will roll wisdom for this thing to see. Okay, wow. That thing does notice you, actually. So, it slowly turns around towards you guys, stops walking, and it looks at all of you, and then directly at Lake. And you see it slowly lift its hand up, and it raises its arm like past where the skyscrapers end that are around you, and points past you guys towards a skyscraper that's pretty far off in the distance. And it's not super far off. I shouldn't say super far off, but it's decently far off, but it's not. It's reasonably reachable. And the interesting thing about it is that there is a pathway basically like along the rooftops of the buildings next to you that lead to it via staircases and different boards that lead into other, like, onto other rooftops and whatnot. And it points towards the top of a skyscraper with a light blinking at the top of it, and then turns back around and begins walking again. And you guys begin on your trek across these rooftops. As you do, take your trek across these rooftops, I want you to roll wisdom entire group. Entire group, roll me some wisdom.
Oh, that's not what I meant to do.
Oh,
Ooh,
vocal length. Ooh, ooh.
ooh,
Same roll?
ooh.
Actually, yeah. Yeah, basically.
What were we rolling?
Wisdom.
Gotta make sure.
Save us.
You love you a wisdom roll. All right.
Yeah.
So, the Misk. It's actually very funny that you're the person that detects this. The Misk is the only one here that feels the presence of a creature that should not exist here. Something that is seemingly dreamer-esque. What's interesting is the Misk could somewhat detect the energy of the big-ass nightmare that was walking by as well, but both you and Lake can determine that it's not the source of anything dreamer-like, although it is a very powerful creature. But you feel something semi-dreamer-esque in your vicinity, although it hasn't quite caught up to you guys yet. You can tell that it's probably like someone or something trailing you guys.
Do I? Can I roll a street knowledge check to see if I sense any Malice.
Street knowledge works in this specific instance, even though it shouldn't. So roll me. You can roll a street knowledge check, and if it's over a 80, I'll tell you what the answer is. That is good.
Go.
So you detect the magic of a man who should be dead. It does hold malice. It is corrupted by nightmare magic. But it's also the magic of somebody who should be dead that you know should be dead. And that is the same feeling that you got of Forsyth's magic, who you knew obviously before going to prison. He was the rival gang leader that got you the deal to get out early.
I'm still in prime time.
You are still in prime time. It hasn't caught up to you yet, whatever it is that is giving you this feeling. Has not caught up to you guys yet. So you can opt to. It's basically a choice of, do you guys want to do anything about this current situation, or do you just want to continue? That's what it boils down to.
Okay.
Everything all right, Misk?
I got this feeling. Nephew, I got this feeling. It's behind us. Hasn't caught up to us yet. However, comma, it is a feeling that is familiar. Should be a dead man. Actually.
An old friend,
Dead
or
person. Nah. I don't know. Could be. Who knows? My question to y'all want to help me settle this now? Or y'all want to go ahead and keep on moving?
I don't know what you're feeling, but I trust you'll lead us the right way.
Okay.
You want to engage or avoid?
I'm gonna go ahead and cast World of Forms.
Hell yeah,
What
brother.
answers that?
Hell yeah, brother. All right, what do you want to do with this world of forms?
I am going to make us blend in to the environment.
That is such a good idea, actually. Yeah, go ahead and roll wisdom for me. So, you can cast a world of forms that makes you guys blend into the environment, but because you low rolled, it is something that whatever is approaching will be allowed to like dex check through potentially.
Okay.
Would anybody else like to do anything here to get ready?
Um, nah.
You don't have one? Chronos, is there anything you would like to do?
Hmm. I guess I'll just wait and see what happens.
Okay.
Maybe I'll hand the earpiece to Misk so he
Oh.
can maybe explain to Terminus what's going on. I don't know if that would help at all.
So you would not be able to reach Terminus. You're in the Underworld currently.
Real shit. Forgot about that.
But you would be in contact with Mary, if anything.
Mm,
Granted, you know that Mary's with the other group, so it's like
Yeah.
if they're dealing with anything.
Yeah, true.
So that is the unfortunate burden, is that the Underworld is entirely disconnected.
You know what I will do?
Hmm.
I'll put my hand on my golden gun.
Okay. All right.
Can I
Everybody.
take a little picture, like just for the gram?
Yeah, you can take a
Like,
picture.
pose real quick.
All right.
Post real quick. He's posted up with the gun, holding his hand on his hip.
I roll Dex or
Yeah, roll Dex. It's just a formality, though. It's yeah. That's hey, over 90, you get the EX version of the picture.
Ooh.
Yeah. You get the EX version of the picture.
Dude, Quay, you're actually just all my EX photos because the other one I have DJ with the time staff and then you making the Nemedian beast kneel.
Oh fuck! I forgot that you got that last session, dude. Yo, dude. Okay, that's hard. All right. So will that be everything that you guys want to do here?
Mm-hmm.
All
I'm
right.
just gonna observe for now.
You're gonna observe. So you guys will see a. Let me bring the token out and let me make it bigger. You guys will see this creature begin to walk by. It comes up from the same staircase that you guys did just approach from. It has rather low dex, so it'll be a very hard roll for it to see through the magic that was casted. It just barely fails. The cutoff would have been 105. So it does not detect you guys blending into your environment. Lemisk can roll dex specifically you. Lemisk, you actually got a higher roll than that because you didn't use your primetime version of the stat, which is 83 right now.
Oh.
Yeah. Because you're still in primetime. So you recognize that there is a magical pendant that Forsyth always kept that is attached to the fucked up, corrupted arm that this creature has. This, like, this creature is very, like, it doesn't look like Forsyth. It is a giant creature that has an arm that takes the shape of a giant blade, and the pendant is wrapped around what the hilt would be, which is just like near the shoulder. The rest of the body is kind of a coagulated mass of moving dark nightmare magic, like writhing limbs and stuff of that nature. So this doesn't give you the inclination of Forsyth, but that pendant kind of tells you, like, there's something fucked up going on. Also, give me a literal second. I need to get my phone for something. Alright. I got it. But yeah, so this thing has not noticed any of you yet. What will you guys do?
This is a nightmare creature. So I probably will not be able to reason with this.
We'll see. I guess technically speaking, You can roll a wisdom check here, but it's a very hard check for not for like trying to reason with it, but for checking something.
Yeah. You said wisdom?
Yeah. No, you're not noticing the thing. Lake can also technically do it, so I mean he's getting a drink right now, so we can wait for him
Yeah.
because he can potentially roll
Back.
that wisdom
My bad.
check.
Wisdom
Trying to fight
check.
it.
65 on him.
Lake, he doesn't get the full information on this thing, but he can feel a weird version of nightmare corruption coming from this creature. It is not too dissimilar to how Lemisk currently feels as well.
Is the intent to fight it?
That's up to you guys.
I asked Lemis if we're going to fight that thing. Are we gonna let it pass?
Is that your friend?
Nah. I say as I shoot him with the golden gun.
Wow.
Which shot do we do? Which shot did you do? You have two shots you can do. You can just do the base golden gun shot, or you can do the
But we're gonna do the Hail Mary.
the Hail Mary. Okay.
Yeah.
So you cast a prayer of misfortune on your bullet. So when you do this, I am going to roll a d12. And based on what it is, depends on the effect that the bullet has. If it lands on 12, you get the super cool extra cool effect. That would have been sick though. So 11 places I guess a hex would technically be the term on this creature. And it makes it so that this creature, I guess it doesn't do too much to this being specifically. Like, it still does stuff, but the base effect would be like it perceives a warped version of reality. But this thing is completely like, this is a fucking creature designed to like hunt down something. So it's very much that doesn't matter. But the other effect of that is obviously that it makes it so that other debilitating effects stack on it easier. So like every time you apply another debuff to it, it'll gain 2 stacks of that debuff instead of 1, which is what the 11 does.
Can I, upon seeing this, possibly do watchful eyes?
Let me go ahead
weak
and
points.
put the health bar on this thing since I had to move it in. But you would be able to give me a second. So let me go ahead and do this right quick. Whoa, that's crazy. That would have been the misinput of the century. Go ahead and do this, and then we will do this right quick. And then you guys should be able to see the bar. Oh.
Oh, there we go.
Okay.
I can see it.
So this is how much the Hail Mary did. Let me make sure that I read that right. So it does that much, and then you said you want to do watchful eyes.
Yeah, to look for weak points.
So watch.
Doubt, right? Because it's a
Yeah.
nightmare.
Yes, correct. It would work. And it also it counts as both. It would count as monster
believe-
technically.
Yeah.
So you get
So Dexent.
you get Dex int with a plus 10.
I guess I could just do. Oh my goodness.
Jesus Christ.
Chronos effect.
So you notice a singular weak point, which will not affect. It's like you notice it, but usually you want to see all the weak points so that you can get the multi-hit bonus.
Yeah.
But you do notice that the hilt, or where its shoulder would be, is a weak spot.
I am going to use spectral analysis
Spectral analysis. So
to detect weak points.
yeah, you can detect weak points as well. So well, it doesn't detect weak points. It detects like weaknesses. So like
Okay, right,
elemental
right. Yeah,
effects,
yeah.
debuffs, stuff like that. But yeah, go
excuse me.
ahead. Roll me a int +5.
Gotcha.
Ooh. So you can in fact tell that this creature is weak to fire. This creature is weak to, like, technically anything that is anti-corruption, whether that be like some form of magic or dreamer abilities or what have you. You can also tell that it is weak to mental attacks.
Huge.
So yeah, you guys all did a thing, so this thing is going to do a thing, and we are going to see which thing it is that it does. It will launch itself towards a target and attempt to grab them. So /RD3, that's Lake. So it is going to launch itself towards you, Lake, with its other hand, what seems to be a hand out extended. One of its arms has a sword, and the other one is like a writhing mass of flesh. But it reaches that arm out towards you and begins to attempt to grab you.
Okay.
What will you do?
Can I sidestep and then try and use the corrupted broad's blade to chop off the like fleshy arm?
So you can in fact attempt to do that, but you have to roll me agi for the
For
sidestepping.
sure, I gotta roll agi for that.
You gotta roll agi for that. This fucker is fast, so. Not a bad roll. That's not a bad roll. We will go roll for roll. It's an agi roll. This motherfucker grabbing you. This motherfucker grabbing you. Yeah. So he grabs you, and you know what? We are lucky that it was you that got grabbed. I guess. Oh wait, yeah. Nobody in this group can get corrupted anymore because Lemisk solved his corruption issue. So that's actually pretty funny. He grabs you, Lake, and attempts to. He siphons some health from you. So he hits you with the typical nightmare stuff. This ability doesn't seem to be like a crazy ability, but for how much damage, we will see. So, let me not. There we go. So he damages you for only 41. This seems to be one that does not attack that much as well, but he does get that health siphoned into him. which isn't anything yet. All right, and now you guys can all do a thing again, going back to Lemisk.
A regen?
Yeah, go ahead. You can regen.
Yay.
Even though we're doing like somewhat cinematic combat, so it's just action, action, action.
Oh.
But because of that, your prime time is gonna stay active the full fight.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna activate water forms.
You activate water forms. All your stuff is combat based, so you're allowed to technically do two. If it makes sense. Because water forms technically into other stuff. But yeah. You do water forms, spell or skill.
What's the spell?
Okay. You do water forms, and are you doing base water forms or are you doing recreation?
I'm doing base.
Okay. So you're going to attack this creature's mind. And are you going, yeah, so you're going to attack the creature's mind, and it is going to take this many. It's a lot of damage, actually, because you know that it's weak to mental stuff because of Lake. Boom. Big mental damage.
So I'm actually going to Seraph for the Goddess.
Yeah, you're allowed to do that because it's a buff. Yeah, you can Seraph for the Goddess. So you get to choose 2 stats to raise to 1 point. So you have activated the combo. This is a combo. It's much like how when Lake found the combo that was hidden in his kit. Because you have prime time active, you can choose to just take the prime time away from one of those things instead of lowering it to 0.8.
Okay.
Off of Seraph for the Goddess.
Cool.
All right, so you have your stats totally fine. Totally fine. Instead of having to deal with like the 0.8 debuff. So you chose to raise. Oh, Quay. They were already at 1.5. Those ones that
Yeah.
you just changed.
Yeah.
Why did you lower them?
Because it was like 1.2, right? For the dual symphony.
Yeah, but Primetime already had them at 1.5.
Okay. I get what you're trying.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
I
yeah,
get
yeah.
it. I
Primetime
get what
already
you're
had
doing.
them at 1.5.
So
So if
that, so
you
okay.
they would go up to 1.7 if you wanted to do that.
Oh,
Yeah.
I mean, like, so like, if I didn't want the effects
Yeah.
to go to 0.8, I
0.8,
keep it
then
1.5.
you would turn it back to 1.
I'll turn it back to 1.
You would turn it back to 1 because Seraph for the Goddess you get to turn 2 to 1.2 and then 1 to 0.8. So
Okay.
yeah, so that's 1.7 and then you can choose another one to buff by that much. Whichever one you want to apply the 0.2 buff to.
Uh, uh, okay. Ooh.
Oh, I meant to switch that to 1.2. Yeah. All right. So you did a buff and an attack though. So now it is Chronos' turn. Chronos, what do you do?
Dark Saber at its arm. That's grabbing Lake. If Lake is still being grabbed.
He is still being grabbed. That is true.
Do I swing with Darksaber when I do it like all in one, right?
Yeah, if you chose to just activate Darksaber and then
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
You yeah, it's just the attack.
You're, I'm gonna
So
do that.
okay, you'll do that. Do your stacks. Um are you gonna keep it active for next turn?
Keep it active for next turn. Yeah, we'll do that.
Okay. So take your 18 stamina for that. It's going to deal this many, and you do have the weak point bonus, unless you're hitting it not in its weak point. Are you hitting it in the arm that's grabbing Lake, or are you hitting it in the weak point that you saw?
Well, the hope was to probably try and like. Actually, it probably should do the weak point and make it reel back, huh? Make it drop
Up to
Lake
you.
probably.
If you're doing the weak point, then it's gonna deal extra damage. Is all I'm saying.
Yeah. I'm gonna do the weak point and hope
Okay.
it drops Lake
So
actually.
you
regardless.
yeah. So
My kid is up close as hell.
you get so it does this, which is tiny, but then it. Oh no, that's supposed to be. I'll do this, and then you also get the extra damage from it being saber. So that, and then we are going to roll endurance on this thing to see if the flames take effect, because it's weak to fire.
You.
The flames do not take effect.
Damn.
And then
And
the
that's still my go, or?
it's still your go because you have like buffs and stuff you can do. It's basically like one attack and one like extra thing.
Oh, so I can't call Iron Wall. I was
You
gonna
could,
call Iron.
you could call it an assist if you wanted.
I'm gonna call Iron Wall.
Okay,
This guy.
Iron Wall is going to do what he do best, and he is going to he has a supportive action and an attacking action. What do you want him to do?
Attack all the way.
Okay. So he's going to attempt to tackle this fucker. So I'm gonna roll a strength check for him. That's pretty good. And then we're gonna roll a strength check for this thing. Holy fuck. So Iron Wall runs up and tackles this guy into the ground, getting him off of Lake, and also for some reason he's able to actually manage to like get a hand on this creature, which doesn't make sense because it's like writhing like body parts and moving magic. Kind of like a nightmare golem type deal. But for some reason this guy is able to just get his hands on him and bring him to the ground, which prones him, so that'll actually matter when it takes its action. And also does this much. No, it's actually this much. Whoops. And Iron Wall will keep him pinned to the ground. Lake, what do you do?
That's my go.
I'm gonna jump on top of bro
You can do that, yeah.
and weak to fire and mental.
Weak to fire and mental.
Okay. Yeah. I'm just gonna wait, it's already proned, right?
Yeah.
Okay, if I use Dreadlash, can I hold it in place proned?
Yeah, you could.
So then it just doesn't get an action, and
Yeah,
then the next
it
turn
would skip its
it's
turn.
still proned?
Yeah. Yeah. It would skip its turn upcoming, and then if it had a turn after, it would have to roll to get unproned. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna use that. I'm gonna use Dreadlash.
Dreadlash.
Get my stamina back, bitch.
Yeah.
And then
you do have to
roll
you do have to you have to spend mental to hold it in place.
to hold him in place. Yeah.
So the mental is just half of the like cost for the spell.
Gotcha.
So you just
What, 3
take
or 5?
22, 23, I guess technically.
Gotcha.
And then yeah, you can wrap your arm around it, hold it in place. It cannot contest that with strength because it's already prone. And then it's going to take this many to stamina, and then that's a nightmare ability, so it's going to attack the mental as well, and it's actually going to do this much to his mental. And then you are let's see, you are able to hold it. You can siphon back. Let me take away its stamina that you'd be siphoning back. So we're gonna roll a we'll roll a d40 for you to see how much stamina you get back. How about that? You get 37 back.
Huge. Thank you.
That is big. All right. And do you have anything else you can do here that, you know, isn't an attack?
No. Not right now.
I'm surprised. I'm surprised you didn't do it. You know exactly what button I thought you were gonna hit. But that makes sense. So its turn does get skipped because of the combined effort of you and the iron wall. So Lemisk, it's your turn again.
Good. All right. So we are going to dual symphony.
You can do dual symphony. You have to pay 25 mental and stamina to do it. And you get the, I believe one is the goddess, right? Let's see. Yes, one is the goddess. So, when you get the goddess of miracles, are you going to use this as an aspect to take the form of the goddess, or are you going to use it as an illusion that is summoned on the field that you control?
I'm gonna make this an aspect.
An aspect. So you're going to take the mantle of the goddess of miracles and kind of get like a stand-like goddess behind you. So when you do that, you roll a miracle die on every action, and you either get a shield you can choose to surround yourself or an ally with on reaction, or you can get a 1.5x wisdom buff, which you're already at 1.2 on wisdoms.
Well, then I'm gonna do a World of Forms recreation.
Okay. So I'm assuming you're buffing your wisdom for that then?
Yeah.
Okay. So raise yours to 1.7 then. You're starting to interact with all the self buff stuff you got now. 170. All right. So recreation. Roll wisdom for me. Okay. So you are using this after World of Forms, so that actually does get a plus that gets a plus 20 applied to it. So that'd be 280. Also, roll a raw D100 because you get to roll a miracle roll on every die that you roll after using Dual Symphony and gaining the aspect of the goddess. Okay, not a miracle roll. But it's used after World of Forms, so You create two illusionary summons of both your god and goddess to attack this creature mentally. Since you high rolled. And
Nev, take a picture of this.
oh yeah, you should take a picture of this.
Yeah, let me take a picture of this. I'm
Yeah,
thinking.
because he's literally 3 gods right now.
Yeah, that's 3 gods. I think.
And I want to be, mind you, I want to be real big, so like a whole bunch of the whole Underworld can see what's going on here.
You can, because of the World of Forms into World of Forms recreation with the goddess thing, you can alter your size. That is true. So we will say that you are, despite standing still as like a normal person in front of this creature, the aspect of the goddess upon you gives you like this form throughout the underworld that like kind of has your key and like a somewhat magical presence kind of present itself towards everybody as like this giant kaiju-esque version of yourself in prime time, of course. So your peak physical condition. As you unleash a hit down on this creature from the heavens, smiting him with both fists of the gods above him.
I want to try to convert.
I rolled Dex,
I
right?
want to try to convert this and
Yeah, roll dex.
like try to if I try to convert this being with all these buffs, right?
Yeah.
Could I perform a miracle and wash away the corruption?
Ooh. That's a good question, Quay. Roll strength plus wisdom.
Stupid.
Fuck. Because he's got all the buffs active, dude.
I forgot.
He's got all the buffs active, dude. He's got all the buffs. Roll another raw D100 on top of that because of the goddess mantle. Okay. That being said, I will say that the other group will see this. They will see this in their section. So you don't get the miracle roll that guarantees it. This thing is at below half mental. Thing is at below half mental.
He's getting held on the ground.
And he's getting held on the ground. And I didn't apply the damage. Hold on. I didn't apply the damage from the World of Forms recreation with the buff earlier. I just now realized. So let me do the math on the calculator. So fuck, that's a lot of damage. A lot of damage. I didn't even apply that. God. Wait. I just now realized something. You had a plus 10 on that conversion. 334. Because of the... Yeah. You know what? Yeah. Because of the mental damage and the fact that you have the conversion thing that makes it so that based off of more followers you have, the stronger it gets, and also the mental difference. You're within, like, 50 mental of this thing, essentially. Yeah. You are able to smite the sin away from this creature and without having to roll a miracle roll due to the power of 3 gods, literally 3 versions of your gods, you are allowed to create a miracle that washes away the sins of this creature and recreates him anew. You see the moving like mass of nightmare magic that coats him kind of dissipate into the air, and the weapon stays on his arm, but you see the mechanized golem form beneath all of the nightmare magic that was there begin to appear. Obviously there is corruption embedded into the very being of this thing, so it's not like you can change that, but the actual like corruption from the magic that resided within it is gone. It just still retains the physical form of the creature that it once was. Upon doing this, the creature that does, you do now realize, have the inability to speak, looks at you and looks around with kind of a quizzical look on its face, like it's kind of confused. Starts looking around, it looks at you, and then it like looks down, and you can tell it's kind of startled by its own appearance. And it walks over to you. We'll say that you went. We'll say for the theatrics of it, when you went into the sky and brought the smiting fists down to the gods, you were actually like flying. You were floating. So we'll say you descend back down. We'll say that all of that energy did take away the. It ended your buff spells though, your prime time and stuff. So you got to take the negative effects of those. But it looks at you, and it looks at the rest of you and motions, like drawing in the air with its free hand that isn't the sword, kind of asking like, hey, anybody got something I can write with?
We're standing on concrete, right?
Yeah, you're at the top of the rooftop of this building that wasn't destroyed, because technically what Lemis did was an illusion.
I am going to hand it a bottle of water from my satchel
Okay.
and like open it, put a little on my finger, and like write on the concrete to
Oh, okay.
explain what I'm.
That'll work. Yeah, go ahead and say what you gotta say, I guess, to it. I mean, it can understand you just speaking, to be fair. It can understand talk, but
Okay,
it just
cool.
can't, it itself cannot talk.
Yeah, I didn't mean to talk to you like that, bro. That's my bad.
It shrugs.
Like, I don't have anything to write with, but I don't know. You could put some of this on your hand or just dump it on the ground.
And then it puts a finger to where its chin would be. That is now, obviously it's a golem, so, and looks up for a second, thinking, and then looks at you, and then looks at the ground, and brings its giant sword hand and begins like kind of carving letters into the concrete on the ground. And in the concrete, it will ask, where are we? It'll write on it with the sword.
We're in the Underworld.
It
You
Hell.
didn't know that?
it
I guess you didn't know that.
looks at you and shrugs again and writes, bro, I thought I was dead.
Well, if you're here, I would assume you are. Moreover, do you know where you got that pendant from?
It looks at you confused again, and then it looks back at the ground. It realizes this is like the last question it can answer realistically with like the space that you guys got on the concrete. And then it's like, it writes, I think it's mine, question mark.
Oh well. Just follow us.
It shrugs and nods
Well,
its head.
follow me.
And then its eyes widen, and it looks at you, and it points back towards, you guys can see the giant nightmare from earlier, like way off in the distance, like fucking miles away, because it's just walking aimlessly in that direction. You guys can see it, but this thing points towards that direction, and then does like tries to do an X with its arms without cutting itself with the sword hand. And then
you scared of that?
he shakes his head. And
Oh,
he's,
you want to kill it?
He shakes his head again and says no. And then he
Is that you?
and then he shakes his head again and he goes, no. But he then remembers the water thing. I'll give him one more ability to talk here. He remembers the water thing. He says, there's a guy coming from there. Evil.
Hmm.
And you realize he was pointing not directly at the nightmare, but like the direction that the nightmare was heading towards. And then that's all it's got. So it's like, yeah, you know, it's gonna work. It's gonna work with you guys. It'll head with you. That was a great place. You guys now remember the point of your journey after that, and begin making your way towards the building with the flashing light on it. And surely everybody in the fucking underworld felt everything that just happened, so that's not concerning at all. And as you guys begin heading your way across these rooftops, we head to the other group. So, Osei and Crosswise. Sorry, I'm getting rid of the health bar on this thing because it's not evil no more. You guys headed east. And upon heading east, you guys can just roll wisdom for me. Heading east.
Heading east.
Just wisdom and what?
Just wisdom.
Just wisdom.
Good roll. You guys can both somewhat sense the presence of the direction Graham is in. It feels like you guys are somewhat in the right direction, but you know, it's definitely more northward from where you guys are currently at. So you kind of get the inclination of the direction to go, but also you guys did roll high enough to be able to detect that there are two like dreamer-like presences heading towards you guys from the south. You also detect that there is one way far out that seems to be making its way towards Lake's group. So you guys can tell that you guys did draw most of the attention, which was Osei's plan. The reason that he wanted to head out here is he was like, you know, I'm a dreamer. They're going to be able to sense me. Might as well take them away from the rest of the group. But you guys did get a good roll for that. Not an extremely high roll, but you guys did get a good roll for that. You guys continue onward, start heading like slightly northbound from where you're at, just to head up a little bit, because that's where I told you Graham was. And you go across this, like, actually roll dex for me first.
What? That's not a roll.
That's
This thing
funny.
either.
Oh wow,
That's closer.
that's close. So That's a really good roll. You guys are walking across this giant ruined street, and through the like maze-like cacophony of broken cars and buildings that exist here, you see an old, like, cracked and destroyed fountain that's in the center of this like small park-looking area. And to the right, you see a railway over a like path that leads downward into tunnels, it looks like. And you guys, based off of the roll from earlier, can tell that these tunnels might be worth it checking out. You don't know where they head, but they are completely subverting this like giant maze of destroyed buildings in front of you. So it's like, yeah, it's probably a better thing to go through. Or you can choose to just fucking say fuck it and just break through all the buildings, I guess. That's possible for you guys. You guys have the group that can just break stuff.
That's true. Do I get the impression, based off my dex check, that doing so is like bad in any way? Like in terms of like alerting people that we don't want to alert? Because I know we have somebody following us and we're kind of trying to get some amount of attention, but...
So you don't know how many, like, what creatures are here. You are able to feel the rumblings, granted not nearly as bad, but you can feel the rumblings of like the earthquake-like steps that the nightmare on the other team side is. So you know that there are giant creatures around here. And that might be kind of troublesome.
Osei, do you have any idea what we should be prioritizing here? Stealth or speed?
Good question. I would say, knowing that they know our whereabouts, I feel as though maybe we should just, I guess, maybe catch up with them. I don't see no reason to slow down.
Okay.
Sure thing.
You guys see like this park in front of you, and past that park is a lot of destroyed buildings. It looks like a lot of buildings that have either destroyed under their own weight over time from decay, or buildings that have fallen into other buildings, creating problems. But the idea is that hopefully you guys will just break through enough of them to just make it to somewhere, since you know this is the direction you have to head. So yeah, I mean, if you guys want to just go ahead and speed up and break through these buildings, go ahead and roll some strength checks for me. Crosswise, Osei, roll strength. Mary's gonna be helping with destroying stuff, so you guys will get a bonus inherently, and that is, the bonus is that the check is not as hard.
Okay. Should I still have this 5 attribute bonus in strength or no?
In strength, you... Yeah.
Okay.
Damn.
Can't all be gold. I've been playing too hot.
Well, you know, well, it's funny because you guys said I don't see any point in wasting time, and now you have failed to destroy the building, which is wasting time. You guys tried to punch this giant concrete building in front of you, this pillar that once descended or ascended into the sky above, falling on the ground in front of you. You attempt to hit it, and crosswise, you punch it and nothing happens, and you kind of expect like a delayed effect, so you wait there for a second, but it doesn't break, and you kind of just look down at your hand and look back at the building, surprised. And Osei attempts to like punch the building because he's been able to kind of punch through stuff using his spirit armor, but he does it, and that shit like kind of hurts. I guess roll wisdom, you two. Roll wisdom. Decide how close they are right now. Okay, mid is good. Oh,
Good
that's
for me too.
I mean, it depends if you want to fight. Well, they're not here yet, but the higher roll actually means you can detect their presence more because they're closer. So for Crosswise, actually, it's kind of interesting that you rolled the higher wisdom here, because you feel a presence tugging at your like soul chain. Osei can feel it as well, but you feel a presence tugging at your soul chain that is approaching you guys. It is not here yet. None of the beings are here yet, but you guys know that they're kind of making their way close, and they kind of are not caring how they get through you. You hear the breaking of buildings in the distance, which kind of implies that they are kind of jetting it towards you guys. So you can attempt to destroy this building again to continue forward. The check will not, it'll be easier. Realistically, you can't fuck it up again Crosswise, so it's fine. Yeah, you're good. So Osei does not need to roll. Crosswise punches the same spot again, and the delayed effect he was expecting was just that he left that part of the building weak, of course, and he punches it and actually manages to accidentally split the building in two in front of you guys, just giving you like a fun free way through the fucking building that originally existed there. And you guys continue forward. Roll Agi to see how fast forward you guys are making it. You guys are not moving through it as quick as you think you would. There's a lot more of a mess that's made. You guys are digging through rubble to get out and make it through other buildings. You're having to break a few buildings to get through. Eventually, you make it down this road that's littered with destroyed things. It's not all buildings, I guess. Technically, some of it's cars and whatnot. But you guys make it through into the other side of this road, and upon getting there, there's a very large park, actually. A park that has seen better days. It's now obviously very overgrown and kind of like a urban jungle, basically, that extends out pretty far. And you guys can, head through it, head around it, whatever you want to do. But there is a big old park here in the way.
I'm down to go through it.
I see no reason why not. Let's make forth.
You guys run into this park, this overgrown park that you cannot see the other side of due to the grass and weeds growing so tall. You get into it, and you kind of like feel like it's going a bit longer than it should. Doesn't really make sense now, does it? And you guys roll dex. Both of you. Wow. Damn, Chronos is with the other group, y'all. What's the deal?
I'm not
That's
even
what it
remotely in
is.
proximity.
That's what I'm saying. That's just crazy. You guys keep walking your way through the park. A bit confused and a bit lost, not able to find the exit out until eventually you guys hear something. Which is interesting to you guys, because in this lifeless place, or a deemed lifeless place, you guys hear the chirping of birds. And upon noticing this like chirping of birds, you kind of look for the source of the sound. Roll dex again, because the idea is that maybe there's some birds that know the way out. 23 into 24 is insane. So Nighlin, you do in fact see a tree that overlooks past the grass that's around you, along with all like this nest with birds in it. But you notice the birds, and you kind of get a feeling upon seeing the birds of like the same feeling as the cave, kind of. It's not entirely the same, but it's somewhat like the cave with like the weird tunnels, and it was like doing the whole time thing. It's not too dissimilar to that, but uh, if you climb to the top of the tree, you might be able to see a way out from where you're at. So that's a plus. So go ahead and roll me agility.
All right. What do you think, Osei?
Oh, does he not want to climb the tree?
Hmm. Well, it seems a bit of a trouble to get through. Oh no.
Yes, there is technically an easy.
Let's see. Actually, it shouldn't be too good though. Okay. My chains are 43 meters.
Uh-huh.
Trying to think. Because, like, obviously I'm strong myself. So my jump's, like, pretty good. It's, like, 59.
Yeah.
59 plus 43 is 102. But that's not, like, for other people. in
That's
this
true.
context.
But I mean, you just want to see if you can find the way out, to be fair.
Yeah.
Like you could just
I'll
use that to climb up and then see.
Yeah, let's just do that. I'll jump and then throw the chain and then see how good that does.
Yeah. Roll me a instead of agi. Roll me dex. Plus 10. God damn. You jump up the tree and throw your chain out to try to make it to a limb that is overhanging. But you miss with your chain and realize you need to, prevent yourself from falling. So I will give you the ability to try to roll agi to save yourself from falling and just grab onto the tree where you're at now. You'll be able to try the chain again or climb or whatever. Okay, yeah, that's good. You catch yourself as you're falling. Dig your fingers into the tree. And after doing that, it's a lot simpler for you to just make your way up because you're strong as shit, so climbing it's not going to be an issue. And upon making it to the top, you can see two ways. You don't really know which way is the way you came in or the way you went out. To the left of where you're currently at is a exit a decent amount away, and then to the right of where you're currently at is closer, but it's it's less of an exit and more of there's an opening in the gate or the fence that's there. So it is up to you guys to decide which way to head from here.
Osei, can you sense anything?
You,
Let's see.
you can roll wisdom. You can roll wisdom. He can sense a slight magical presence from the exit on the left, the like actual like traditional exit. But he cannot tell what the source of it is. He can't tell if it's the magic of Graham or the like dream magic that emanates from the people that are after you guys. But he can feel that there is some kind of magical presence outside of the left exit that exists.
All right. Well, I trust you, buddy. I pat him on the shoulder and I move there, towards that direction.
Okay. You guys head left. The traditional exit that's actually like further away from where you guys are at. And you guys are making your way through this overgrown, what used to be a park. Well, Agi, we'll just see how fast you guys get out of there. Solid. Solid. Yeah, you guys get it out of there like decently fine. It feels a little weird trying to get out because again, this place is like obviously abnormal. You can't really feel what the abnormality of it is, but you know that there's something about it that's not right. And you guys can keep on going. So as you keep on going, you make it to this kind of like what would be the name of it? What would be the name of it? I guess a whatever. I'm gonna rewrite what it is now on the spot. We're gonna say you approach an intersection that heads from where you're going, either heads west or north from where you're at. So you guys must decide where to go from there. Actually, roll dex. Actually, hold on. I just now realized where you guys are currently at. Not you. Crazy rolls from you guys today.
It's like there's high low type.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys do not see anything or notice anything. What you guys do see though is in the sky you feel a presence. A very strange presence emanating from the sky. A kind of prismatic light comes from the clouds up above, splits the sky in two as you watch a giant cloaked individual or the apparition of one appear in the sky above you guys. Much larger than anything here, than the buildings, than the monster that could have been making the earthquaking footsteps earlier. A very large creature that you can tell Osei is Lamisk, enacting the powers of his gods upon something. And you guys can see that as the two fists of one of his god and one of his goddess come down from the sky above and smite down upon whatever it is that is on the ground in front of the other group. And Mary looks up at it with stars in her eyes.
Looks like they're having fun.
I can see. Looks like Mary wants to join.
What? I can't. I want to, but I can't right now. But
But
like,
don't
what if it's
worry.
a giant monster?
Well, maybe our path has 2 giant monsters.
She looks at you deathly serious and she goes, "Do you think there are 2 giant monsters on our path?"
I hope so.
Me too.
Mm.
I have a penchant for giant monsters. They seem to follow me.
Me too.
They called you the Kraken Slayer?
They did
Am
call
I
him the
correct?
Kraken Slayer.
Yeah. Killed like
You
2
did?
kaijus on that quest.
Really? I
Yeah.
knew about the Kraken.
There's
Oh!
another one. Which city?
Yeah, I did hear about that one actually. They talked about it when I was helping them with the rebuilding.
Yeah, it was something. The second one wasn't as fun.
Which one came first?
The Kraken.
Okay. You say that, and I'm like remembering you fucking giant swinging this fucking colossus into the side of the building.
Yeah.
Well, I don't sense any monsters on our path, but maybe. Mary keeps walking forward, kind of like slightly sad. And you guys can roll wisdom again. One last little wisdom check for you. Good God, bro.
I'm not supposed to be a wisdom.
You're
guy.
not a wisdom guy. That's true. That's true. I was just thinking it's gotta be something. Good God, man. Fuck. The wisdom guy didn't even get the roll.
Neither am I.
Yeah,
Well,
clearly,
you know, I can't help you. You guys are lost as fuck. Do you want to go west or north?
I go north.
Okay.
God damn these roads, bro.
I think I rolled 2.
Yeah, it seems like the paths here are winding in mysterious ways, trying to stop us from fighting the giant creatures.
Comical zoom out
Yeah.
to you guys walking the same roundabout 3 times in a row. Yeah, you guys continue north. Continuing north, you guys see some of the echoes that the other group saw earlier. These echoes are something that Osei can see and feel more so than any other being, because he is not technically restricted to the same laws as you, especially not in the underworld. But the echoes are replays of, they're like replays of the pasts of spirits. So it's these ethereal beings living out the like moments before their death. And you guys are watching that occur as you walk through past an honestly kind of serene area in the midst of all this, like an area where the buildings aren't too fucked up. Everything is like pretty peaceful. There's no ruined cars on the side of the road or vehicles or anything. You see a fountain that's somehow still working. Granted, there's a small crack in it, so some of the water is leaking out, but it's like, considering how weird everything has been so far, it's a nice area to make it to. You know, withholding the deaths of people that you're watching occur. And as you make it through here, you guys continue down the only path that exists that you can see. There looks like there was once a road out of here, but the road has long since like crumbled. It might have been like a bridge that just has eroded over time. But you guys see a small dirt path behind some of these buildings here that you can go through. And so you start heading through that. And upon heading back behind that dirt path. I want you guys to roll wisdom for me again. You guys can tell that you guys can tell that the guys that were following you might have gotten trapped in the park because they're further than they were before. So they might have followed you guys into the park and got trolled. And you guys are like kind of like, oh yeah, they were closer before. You guys continue down this path, and as you do, you see a sigil, which you guys do not need to read because Osei has the useful power-up power. And so he can tell that the sigil is a sign, presumably from Graham, to which Riddle can confirm it's the same types of sigils that he's able to do. That is seemingly pointing you towards a direction. And so you begin following it. It's still on this dirt path behind some houses leading out into this open field that seems to be something that once was maybe like a garden or another park or something, but it's been so reclaimed by nature that it's just a sprawling field that leads to another side of the city. And as you make it to that other side of the city, you see a blinking light on the top of a building in the distance. And that's when Riddle looks at you guys and he goes, hey, that light, that's where we're going. That's where Graham's at.
Yes, I see it on the sigil. We're getting close.
I'm surprised we've been, outpacing the people chasing us.
Yeah, knowing their strengths, I'm
Yeah.
surprised myself.
You guys are getting really lucky in that you actually need low rolls for them to not catch up with you.
Yeah. Well, sometimes I can hear Lamisk, his prayers descend on me from far. And I kiss my two fingers and raise them into the
sky. And you guys begin heading your way to this building. As you guys avoided the encounter by rolling dog shit on the wisdom checks, but also on every other check. And it heads back to the other group as you guys are making your way to the building. We have skipped some extra filler, which would have been you guys making it, across these rooftops and whatnot to make it to this building when none of that matters. Because at the end of the day, it would have just been adding stuff that didn't need to exist. So, Blake, Lamisk, and Chronos, your group makes it into this open window on this building and begin making your way up. As you do, Chronos can tell for a fact that this is where Graham is at before you guys enter it because of his connection to him since he's the king of living weapons. And you guys begin ascending up the stairs of this building to meet with Gramule. And you guys make it up, and you see Graham. Graham's there. He's chilling. He's actually like low-key meditating as fuck. Which is strange to you because you guys have knowledge from Riddle that he should be in sword sleep right now, but he's sitting there like kind of somewhat slightly levitating off the ground, legs crossed, meditating. And he is just chilling. He does not detect you guys enter.
Do we like him? Or...
I feel like we should.
Ram.
He opens one eye and he looks towards you, and then he looks towards everybody else, and he kind of widens his eyes when he sees the giant fucking monster behind you guys.
This looks bad.
We're
He-
cool.
What you
We're.
doing?
I show him. I show him the insignia wrapped around my arm.
Okay. Yeah, I well, fine. He stops meditating and he puts his legs back on the ground. And you realize he is actually like pretty tall. Like he's not the same height as the creature behind you guys, but he's like up to like his shoulders. Like he's a very tall individual. And he looks down at all you guys and he goes, "So, what are y'all here for?" He looks at the insignia again and he like widens his eyes after realizing it. He goes, "Wait. Wait. You know Mary."
Of course, we
Okay.
know Mary.
And then he kind of looks up for a second and you see him start looking around. And he widens his eyes again as he realizes like he can feel the presence of Mary here. And he's like, "So, y'all met Riddle. Well, that's good. That's good. I had to ensure that y'all were able to meet him. Anyways, Blake, I know about you. The rest of you, I don't know. Especially not that thing."
Been a minute since you checked in, I guess.
One could say that, yeah. See,
The
I've been down here for how long?
you can sense Mary's presence, right?
Yeah. And since Mary's presence and a few dreamers around here.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Well, you'll know which one I'm talking about. That one's on our
There's-
team too.
Yeah, I can tell by his proximity to me. But that's no matter. So, what are you down here for? I'm glad Riddle found you guys, but I mean,
Well, we're supposed to find you.
I know you're supposed to find me, but I
The
meant, do you guys have a plan? So,
we have to.
It's to keep you safe.
to keep
I'd
me
imagine.
safe.
Yeah,
Damn.
I mean,
So they got people strong enough. They sent people strong enough here for people to think that I would need help. Okay. Well, that's
They're making
kind of,
dreamers.
Yeah, I kind of, yeah, that is what it seems like. Well, that's unlucky. That's unlucky, because I'm not at full power right now. Unfortunately. If I was at
How
full
do
power, it
you-
wouldn't be scary, but
How do you get to full power?
no. I don't think you want the answer to that question.
Well, if it's
Your
time, we don't have
speed nerve
time.
key charge 10 times. Yeah, true. That is how you get to full power. But yeah, okay. So, the way that I get back to full power is, well, you and me would have to go into Avalon. Which is bad. We don't want Avalon to open it. Well, it's kind of too late for that now. But we didn't want Avalon opening. It's bad. Bad news. See, the problem with the Avalon opening is, you know those chains and the chain lands?
Yeah.
What you think they were chaining up?
I don't know, but it was moving.
Yeah, that's because somebody is opening Avalon. Somebody found my shield, the Peridwin, and has used it to open the gate of Avalon. See, Avalon has the souls of a lot of living weapons trapped in it. A lot of living weapons that died in the first war. The first living weapon war. Now, problem with that is our spirits we don't die, right? They all gotta get contained somewhere. It's too much energy, otherwise the world would be unbalanced. It would get destroyed. Now, if somebody would have opened that, and all the chains would have come loose, well, then we'd be dealing with the same type of situation that got me down here. It used to be I was at home in a continent submerged beneath the sea, but it fell into the underworld. How did that happen? Because the world is being destroyed as we speak.
Rough
Yeah.
break.
Yeah, it's bad.
Like I said, we're kind of on a clock here.
It's bad. Yeah. Well, I get that. I was saying that because that's part of the problem you're dealing with. I can explain the answer on how to help you, but the problem is that we don't have a good way out of the underworld other than through Avalon. The problem is, Lake, that you and me are not allowed in Avalon at the same time. The problem also is that you, me, and Mary could not be allowed in Avalon at the same time. It's too much power.
Me? Me.
Yeah,
Obviously-
you're the
obviously
son
not.
of Augustine, right? I know about you. I know
Always
about
this.
you because I know Augustine. You said always this. Don't worry, I don't associate you with your father. Your father pissed me off big time. That is unrelated to you. But unfortunately, he has caused a chain of events to occur, albeit unknowingly, that will lead to the destruction of at least half of the world above. So, the problem is that there is another thing happening above that will also probably lead to worldly destruction. See what I'm getting at? It's bad. So, here's what I'm gonna need you to do. Oh, what? What was that?
If you can sense Mary and Osei,
Yeah.
do you have
Osei's
any
his name,
idea
okay.
where Augustine is?
Augustine's in Avalon.
Great.
Avalon's here in the underworld. That's why he pissed me off. He didn't meet me on the way there either. He probably didn't know I was here, but I could sense him the entire time. Nothing comes into the underworld without me sensing it. I've kind of attuned with the spirit of the underworld myself, unfortunately being trapped here for so long. So, but speaking of Mary and Osei, you called him. And as he says that, the other four do make it into the room. They make their way here. up the stairs behind you guys. All right.
Friends.
So now everybody's here. By the way, this is unrelated. I know we're on a clock here, but time doesn't move the same in the underworld as it does in the world above. We've got some time, which is weird to say, but you've been down here before. You get it. So, Osei, was it? You're different than the other dreamers that I sent.
So you know.
Yes, I do. I don't know how you got your powers, but you remind me of Celia. Interesting.
Yeah. I've met her.
Really? That's interesting. That's mighty interesting. Okay. Well, that's good to know. So, now that you're all here, I do gotta say that we got a very, particular mission ahead of all of us. A very, dangerous mission. I can help you with part of it, but I will not be able to enter Avalon with all of you. It's too much power. As I told Lake before. But Avalon is the only way back to the world above. So, did any of you guys meet a giant fella? Probably about the size of the buildings out there.
Yeah,
We
wanted to
wish.
get a picture of him, but we were in a rush, like I said. He pointed us in your direction.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's Konda. He works with me. He, was once a living weapon. Actually, the living weapon wielded by Solomon himself.
Whoa.
He,
Tragic.
yeah, he has long since been corrupted, as once, Solomon left this plane and became what he became. He was left behind, and the law of the universe dictated that he was not allowed in anybody else's hand, so Solomon damned him. But we'll need his help. He is the blade of truth, the blade of wisdom. We will need him to make our way to Avalon, as we cannot currently make our way there. So, wrapping back around to what I was telling Lake earlier. When the submerged continent fell down here from the destruction of the world above, it fell into the sea to the east of here. And with it, an artifact that would, lay in that city that I was the protector of because I couldn't have anybody else coming into contact with it. An artifact that would give somebody the temporary will of Solomon. For a price, of course. So, without Pridwin, the only way to find the gate of Avalon is to go obtain the Eyes of Solomon, which lies in that city. I'd do it myself, but I'm technically in sword sleep in that very city. I'm currently projecting my spirit to you guys right now as it stands. But I cannot do anything in this state. I'm not quite that powerful. Close, though, I guess. So,
And where do we find those?
to the east, in the ocean, Konda will lead you there. And you know, when you guys do make it to Avalon to get out of here, Blake, I'm asking you this as a former friend of Augustine. I'm gonna need you to beat the shit out of him for me.
Mm.
I was already planning on it.
That's a good answer. You know, I am surprised to see you working with Mary, though. If anybody would have beef with you, it'd be her. Well, technically. But
Do I even want to know?
it doesn't matter anymore, obviously. Once upon a time, it would. You'll learn when you enter Avalon. But, by the way, which one of you was it that, who did
I'd point at Misk.
you point at Misk, Ironwall points at Misk, and the monster behind him points at him. And he looks at Lemisk, he goes, You got a real interest in power.
Yeah.
What is your name?
I'm Miss Kyojin.
Miss Kyojin. I'll remember that. You're not too far off from the divine either.
Really?
One
So let
could
me ask you
argue.
something. You know a guy named Michael?
Do I know a guy named Michael? I do know a guy named Michael. Actually. Yeah. I don't know where he can be found nowadays, but he used to roll with Solomon a long time ago. He was the third in command. Who was his left hand? His right hand was a man you know very well. Actually, all of you know very well. What's he go by now? Samuel? He was once the right hand of Solomon. Although there was a falling out when, you know, he went mad with power. But yeah, third in command, Michael. He was the first experiment. Well, technically, Lapidus was the first experiment, but the first experiment deemed a success by Solomon. Where he would be found? If I were gonna place a bet, probably in the Underworld here. I don't know where. But somewhere in the Underworld for sure. I sense that if someone were to use the power of the Eyes of Solomon, like I'm telling you guys to for Avalon, that Michael would be alerted of Solomon's presence and might approach you. Now, whether he would approach as a friend or foe, I have no idea. Who knows what all this time down here has done to his mind.
Not that bad.
It hasn't been that bad for me either. But when, you know, you just never know. He's been down here longer than me. I've been down here 30 years? 30 years, 20 years. That's him saying timelines that you know don't add up because you know he went missing 50 years ago, but Underworld time is different than above world time.
Gotcha.
So, yeah, you guys can find the keys to open the gates of Avalon. If you could recover my sword form down there when you go to get those eyes, that would also be great. But, you know, that's
I'll get it.
be kind of hard to get me back up to the above world because we'd have to make it through Avalon. But I'm sure something will be figured out. Something will be figured out. But yeah, if you guys want to prevent the total destruction part, you gotta do something about that fucking Avalon and close it while you still can. It's also the only way back up to the surface.
Yeah. I don't want to be here for 30 years.
Well, in theory, you shouldn't be here for 30 years. If you're here for 30 years, that means that, well, the calamity is going to happen. The calamity being the world up above is going to crash into the world down here. So, in a sense, you'll know if you spend 30 years down here, because it'll have already happened. So,
Right.
yeah. I am glad that you guys did not attack Conda on the way here. Because I guess, it's hard to differentiate friend from foe.
No, he seemed very friendly.
I would assume so. He does not tend to attack people, but
Just a sweetheart.
yeah, he actually is.
Just heavy-footed.
Yeah, it's a little bit like an earthquake. Walks around. Well, you guys best get going, cause I sense that the other three are on their way here. You guys should get the lead on them though. And unlike you guys, they know about the city underwater, but they don't know about the location of the eyes in the water, which you will find when you meet with Conda. They also don't know about Conda, because that requires they be in the know, unless, somebody they're working with told them, but I doubt he would even remember. Anyways, if you guys want, I guess I'll travel around and kind of be your eyes a little bit, but I cannot really fight in this form.
We could actually really use that. And I think that with the team we have, we'll be all right on the fighting.
Oh, I don't doubt it. Oh, I don't doubt it. All look very capable. Got some living weapons in here. Got a dreamer there. Got whatever the hell a misc is. Should be alright. Got whatever the hell that thing is back there. I don't know your name, but I mean, it looks pretty strong. There's a sword for an arm. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's my new buddy Kevin.
It stares at you like an iron. You can tell from its eyes that there's an angry expression there, but it's not gonna fight it.
Oh, your name's not Kevin? My fault, man.
He points to the pendant around his shoulder with his other arm.
Okay, Farside. I just wanted you to know. I just wanted to make sure you remember who you were.
he like motions with his other hand where he's like, like kinda.
Okay, I was just making sure. Hey, never know.
He nods his head. He nods his head. Well, I guess it's time for us to depart. And he leads you guys back towards the way that the other group came from, actually, as a like exit out from the direction that the other people would be approaching. And you guys begin your journey out of the building to make it to Konda as the session ends.
Woohoo!
You guys met the guy and actually avoided all the encounters, so the session wasn't long as fuck.
It's the guy.
That is the guy.
Yes.
I
Like
tap
and
back
subscribe.
into-
Hype
Yeah,
the video.
true. Yeah. That
Hype the video.
hype
Share
the
this
video.
to 3 friends.
Share this to 3. Hey guys, can we get 3,000 likes on this video for the
Clip your
next
favorite
part?
part of the video and send it to a friend.
Yeah. Clip your favorite part of the video, send it to a friend, and then explain in detail why it was Lemisk smiting Forsyth with the power of God to turn him normal again. Anyways, yeah.